Sydney. How are we feeling? Feeling good? Feeling good? Awesome. Well, my name is Morgan, and I'm a PhD candidate at the Charles Perkins Centre, which is a part of the University of Sydney. And tonight, I'm speaking to you all as a neurobiologist, and unfortunately, not Zendaya's doppelganger. That's me, by the way. So I grew up in a very animated family, so I thought, maybe one day acting would be in the cards for me someday. But instead of living out a Hollywood dream, I opted for being a broke graduate student for 6 years. Clearly the better choice here, right? Working long, hard hours, being paid minimum wage to be called a fake doctor instead of Spider-Man's girlfriend. I know, I've made some questionable life choices, but I've made it this far, so might as well finish what we started, right? Now, I know what you're all thinking. There's an American on stage with a mic. You should all be terrified. Because tonight, I'm going to try and convince you all that Fahrenheit does make more sense than Celsius. And God, guns, and Trump is the way of the future. But no, don't worry, you're in the right place. This is a science talk, not a secret Trump rally. Instead, I want to talk to you guys about something a lot more cutting edge. You guys are never going to believe this, but off the record, stress is bad. I know I had you all on the edge of your seats for what feels like absolutely nothing, which isn't what you paid for. So hopefully what I've done is set the stage so I can tell you all a little bit about my research, which is looking at the impact of stress on our moms during pregnancy. But when I say stress, what exactly am I talking about? Because there is a lot of things that can push us over the edge these days. You all might remember the stress of logging into Ticket Tech to get Taylor Swift tickets. Or there's the gentle reminder of the price of groceries right now. Or, in my case, it was the decision to move halfway across the world in the middle of the pandemic, away from my family, to do my PhD. Nowadays, stress can feel like it's everything, everywhere, all at once. Michelle, you had told me to say that. And let's face it, we don't have the power to eliminate it completely from our lives, especially given how stressful being pregnant can be, as is. Which makes studying the impact of stress on maternal health a really important area of research because, well, for starters, everyone in this room tonight has a mom or is thinking about being one someday. Well, unless you're one of these things. In which case, I don't think you can put where that thing came from and the word maternal in the same sentence. So, I've been on a journey to understand if a lot of stress on our moms during pregnancy can make us turn out a bit special. And when I say special, I mean a little fucked up. Like our sandworm friend here, or people who put too much mayonnaise on everything, or there's the special kinds of people who tend to sign up for this show. If you don't recognize this show, I don't know where you get your entertainment from, and I am judging you. But an interesting point to note about stress is that in small doses, it can be really helpful. Back in the day, stress helped us stay alive from big, mean, scary bears like the one up here. But today, it helps us be, well, high-functioning procrastinators, which is always a really fun place to be. But if we don't give ourselves a break, if our moms don't get a break, our stress response system can get a bit tired. Very tired. So to explore this amazing thing we call stress during one of the most stressful times in a woman's life, I got some help from my animal friends. Yes, I'm one of those scientists. The type that kills mice. Peacefully. Don't worry, they're just taking a really long nap that they never wake up from. Unfortunately, I can't resort to my God, guns, and Trump approach, otherwise I'll have either animal ethics or the Australian Border Force knocking on my door. But before they take that long nap, they live very exciting lives. I kind of set them up on the perfect one-night stand situation. They get to go out, eat some heavy Italian food, stress over who's gonna pay the bill, and then, one thing leads to another, and whoops, unexpected pregnancy. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why do I set them up on such terrible first dates? Well, I guess you could say it's very American trash of me to get entertainment out of other people's suffering. I'm sorry, Kim, but I had to bring this one back. So, what did I do? Well, I put female mice into one of 4 different stress groups. The first 2 on the left, they were our couch potatoes, eating McDonald's, Maccas all day. Hopefully that just secured my Australian citizenship. And the last 2 were healthier, more fitness-focused. They were eating apples every day kind of mamas. They weren't too happy about it, but they managed. They did okay. And now the 2 groups in the middle, they had some extra stress that they had to deal with. And the stress that they had to deal with is the stress that I've had to deal with since moving to Sydney, which is the stress of renting here. Yeah, I was their shitty landlord asking them to move every 2 days for 6 weeks. Yeah, isn't this everyone's living situation right now? And so what may not come to as a surprise to you all is that, our Macca's group that were asked to move every 2 days, they stayed pretty stressed out even after I was done harassing them to move every 2 days. And that same group, they were borderline diabetic because, they weren't eating any of these goodies. And then lastly, the icing on the cake was they weren't building very nice, cozy nests. And why do we care about nests? Well, nest building behavior is actually a really good indicator of their overall health and maternal instincts. So, you can see here, this is a beautiful, very cute nest. Babies are happy, mamas were not stressed, everything's looking good. They had the capacity to raise them and raise them well. Unfortunately, our Macca's mamas were a different story. They were more interested in their next meal than their babies. So, what are these mamas telling us? Well, a lot of stress can take away from all the other important things that we might want to make time for, like that audition for Dune Part 3. And raising you well. So, in the spirit of Mother's Day coming up tomorrow, we need to slow down and give our moms a break, because that means that they'll have the capacity to help you become a homeless actor instead of a broke scientist. Thank you very much.